One of the most common mistakes we see a lot of people make on their forehand volley is that they're trying to add slice by chopping down on the ball, just like so. Right? Obviously you can hit like that, but the problem is when you try that, you tend to notice that your balls end up shorter than you want and they don't have any forward power, and that means that they tend to actually stop on the bounce rather than skidding through the ground and making it tricky for the opponent. Now, why is that a mistake? The main reason why it's a mistake is because we're not trying to create slice by chopping, but instead of using our wrist motion to go down on the ball like this, we're actually trying to start above the ball, swing forward, and when we feel the ball on our racket, okay, this is just an analogy, it's not actually in that moment, but that's the easiest way to think about it. When we feel the ball on our racket, we let our hand rotate like this, our hand and forearm. So you see, this is a very different motion in comparison to this one. Okay? What it allows us to do, if we're swinging forward through the volley like this, and we're just opening up the racket like that, it allows us to actually have a longer contact point because we're using the trampoline effect our racket provides for us in the contact point when we're hitting the ball head on. Now the racket deforms, or the strings deform, the ball kind of goes into the racket, which creates that longer contact point that we want, which helps us to then add more of our spin, not by using a scratching motion on the ball that is stronger, but instead by using less of that motion for a longer time because we have a longer contact with the strings. So if we hit our volleys correctly, our racket will not finish somewhere down here, but it will actually go forward through the contact point and finish out in front, just like so. That will allow us to hit those volleys much deeper with more slice, counterintuitively, and makes it much harder for our opponents to return the ball because it gets faster on the bounce and stays really low in comparison to a volley that's just being chopped, where it's basically an unintended drop shot that stops on the bounce, and if your opponent reads it early, they will get to that ball, have a lot of time to set up, and will actually manage to hit the ball past you 9 out of 10 times. So try to learn to hit your volleys forward by pointing your racket slightly up, starting above the ball, swinging forward through the ball, and when you feel the contact, you're trying to open up your wrist just like so. That way, you'll get those deep, hard volleys back in play every single time.
Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.